Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to tonight's Super Mario Land 2 6 Golden Coins Randomizer Race. We got ourselves an awesome matchup here tonight. BeastFrisian versus LateLearner. Gonna be dueling it out here to see who's gonna be continuing on here in the league. My name is The Shades, and joining me is my co-commentator, Fearon Burgundy. Fearon, how we doing? Oh, scratch that for a second. He's actually away for just a moment, but he'll be back on shortly. Nonetheless, we're going to have ourselves a good race. We're just waiting to get our racers live here and ready to go. So for those of you who are new to the Mario Land 2 randomizer, we're going to have ourselves a little bit of a situation. The way this works is that all the levels have been randomized, all of the enemies have been randomized, all the power-ups have been randomized, and some of the gravity effects have been randomized. Between normal gravity, moon physics, which allows for moon jumps, and of course space physics, which is what the best one, because it allows you to basically float in the air like you're underwater. You definitely want to get that as much as you can. You definitely don't want moon physics. If you've seen this before, you know why. Alright, so we're just waiting on our runners here to get set up here. We're still waiting on BeastFrisian to somehow get loaded up. He's apparently live, but we're having some trouble catching him, but we will have that up here shortly. I see our chat's already getting some predictions here. Shout out to Van666. 10 pounds on Beast. Place your bets, folks. Place your bets. Space physics are slow, dear. Oh, dear. I do agree with that. It's slower. It basically... You don't want moon physics. If you're going to have one of the other two, you want space physics. Some levels, you really want space physics. But, oh, is that ruble? Oh, getting my denominations mixed up there. Sorry there, Van. Give me credit. At least I didn't say dollars. At least I recognize it's a different denomination other than English. Curse my American intelligence. How we doing, Monkey Breath? And of course, our restreamer and tracker, Ryusation, gracing us with the Star Song to get us hype. Because who doesn't love the Star Song? There we go. Now we've got our screens up. Now we could see. So apparently we got new emojis here. Very true, Vaughn. Everything is an emoji. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. So right now we're just waiting on our runners to finish readying up and our signal to get this going in. So one of the things our runners are going to be looking out for here is we're going to be trying to see if we can get the easiest levels. The big gambles for these runs, for those who are new here, is that what the secret routes. A lot of stages have multiple exits. One exit will lead you onto the path to the boss. The other one will take you to an extra level that you don't want to go to because it leads you nowhere. So you want to try to get that the correct route as easily as done. And ladies and gentlemen, we are getting the signal. So, ladies and gentlemen of the Mushroom Kingdom, I have one question for you at this time. Are you ready for some rando? And we are off. Well, we're starting off, and it looks like one of the Turtle Zone levels here. We are underwater. Starting off getting some early money bags here from both our runners. Gotta be careful of those cheeps there. Both of our runners here swimming on their way through the first stage. They're going to be very careful. They have no power-ups right now, so one hit and they're automatically dead. Ooh, that's a close call there by Beast. Almost got ambushed there. Gotta watch those sharks. Those sharks are ruthless. Gets a kill on the Goomba. Moves his way through. LateLearner now getting that little bit of a distraction. Gives a small lead. Ooh, gets the carrot. Nice way to power up. Carrot, of course, giving you some floating ability. Very helpful as we reach the goal. Now, you see the bell there at the top. More often than not, you'll see them trying to skipping that bell, but every once in a while, they may take that bonus in order to get the get a power up or something. Both of our runners diverging here. Beast is heading over to the tree zone, which is taken to one of the Mario Zone levels, while LateLearner is heading over to the Turtle Zone, and the first level there is one of our tree zone levels. So we are in very different directions here. This is going to be a very interesting race. Very rarely do you see runners take the Turtle Zone's route first, but basically their objective is to get as many of these zones cleared in a circle as possible to basically lead them back to Wario's castle once they finish up. They want to have as little time as possible, have to waste as little time as possible getting to Wario's castle. So we'll see which of these routes actually pays off for them. Beast picking up a star helps them get through pretty much the entire level, and they both finish pretty much at the same time. Very nicely done here as they head into their second zones here. And Beast getting another tree zone level to start things off. And we got a star song here, which is appropriate because LateLearner is in one of the space zone levels. Very nice setup here for both these guys. It looks like it's normal physics for LateLearner. Ooh, nice one up there for Beast. Answer question. Systematic technology. Yes, this is from the original Game Boy, hence the black and green color palette here. All right. Oh, LateLearner taking the secret exit here in the Space Zone stage. And, oh, backfired. That is going to take them to the secret level. That is not where they want to go. It looks like they're not going to do the reset strategy. They're going to go ahead and run it, which it's one of the secret stages, so this might not be a bad call since it won't take them that long to complete. As Beast now finishes up his tree zone level, both of them, again, finishing pretty much at the same time. Beast now heading in. He gets another space zone level. He gets a space zone level. Both of them do, technically. But unfortunately, Beast getting moon physics, not what you want, while Late is getting, once again, normal physics in a space zone level. Again, for some stages, you do want at least space physics. But moon physics you want to be careful of because it can really mess you up, especially on certain stages. But thankfully, Beast had a pretty quick level there. Gets blazes right on through. Nicely done. And that takes him right to the boss stage. Very nice setup. It looks like it's going to be the Mario Zone boss level. We'll see what boss they're going to fate. Now, also, the bosses have also been randomized. So even though it is the Mario Zone level, it may not be the Three Little Pigs, which is the Mario Zone boss. So that will be an interesting change there. LateLearner now going to try again. Going to move on again to see if they can finish up the stage. Oh dear, I will say, yeah, it's not too surprising. Like, this game is very old. And there's a lot of people who probably were born long after this game came out, so they may not have heard of it. Let's be fair here. This game is, we're coming up on 20 years old here. Actually, no, I know for a fact we're past 20 years old. So it's actually not surprising that there might be some people who've never heard of this game. Oh, and we've got Tatanga for Beast. That is the Space Zone boss. Also, for those who don't know, Tatanga was the original final boss of the first Mario Land game. Meanwhile, LateLearner also at the Crow, which is the Tree Zone boss. How fitting. Ooh, very nice setup there for Beast. A nice quick kill there for LateLearner. Gets their first coin just right before Beast gets theirs. So that's our first two coins, the Turtle coin for LateLearner and the Tree Zone coin for Beast. So nice early start for both our runners, working a very good pace here as LateLearner now heading into the Mario Zone. And looks like Beast will be taking the Hippo stage to get to the Space Zone. Ooh, we've got a Pumpkin Zone stage here for Beast. And we got the Wario Castle music too. That's nice. LateLearner now working their way through here. LateLearner speeding through those pipes to skip a lot of these enemies. Beast flying through this Pumpkin Zone stage. Oh, crap system. I think you just remind how old this game really is. Yeah, this is 1992 when this game first came out. Just shows you how old I am. Because this game came out when I was a kid. Beast taking the secret exit. Will this be the correct path? No, it is not. That is going to throw them off. They're going to have to go all the way back to try again here. That's going to give LateLearner a little bit of a lead here, as they're going to be able to go on to the Mario Zone. And LateLearner is going to be able to continue on. We've got another Tree Zone stage here for LateLearner. Both of our runners now going through. Now, just because LateLearner has a slight lead does not mean they've got this race in the bag. This game is very good about putting you in positions where the other racer can quickly catch up. So it is far from over here, folks. It is not over till you get a dot done. Beast now making their way, takes the normal exit out here in this stage, heads onto the Space Zone. Now, Beast is not out of the woods yet. Oh, Lord, he's at the infamous submarine level. This is one of the Turtle Zone levels, probably one of the most notorious, because the secret exit is a gauntlet of enemies, and with Randomizer, you never know how lucky you're going to get. You could end up with an unpassable gauntlet, and if that secret exit is the correct exit out, you could be in big trouble, so we'll see how Beast handles this. LateLearner finishing up their stage, heading into stage 3 of the Mario Zone, which is another one of the Tree Zone levels. This one, of course, being the beehive that you saw earlier. If you were looking at the map. Oh, takes a death to that bee who's just guarding that pipe, unfortunately. And it looks like Beast is going to take the secret exit. Going to take a couple hits here. And again, you can see the just endless gauntlet of enemies. But it gets through. Was it worth the trouble? Yes, it was, as he is now on his way to the next stage. LateLearner now heading into the Pumpkin Zone. Going to take that route instead. Oh, and he's got moon physics there. That is very helpful. Oh, that's a tricky spot there for LateLearner. Does not have the ability to break through those blocks, and is going to need it. He's going to have to end up resetting. That is not fun. And resets in order to put himself back at Small Mario. That'll allow him to get through that section. Beast now going to travel their way through. I think this is a multi-exit stage. I might be wrong. But we'll see here as he kind of travel through the center pipe. And we got our boss fight here. Never mind. That's right. He was at the boss stage. And we've got the rats. The rat is the macro zone boss, if I recall correctly. Very nice, quick fight. Very little trouble there. Very nicely done. Just as LateLearner finishes up their stage there in the pumpkin zone. So that gives the space zone coin for Beast. As LateLearner now is in the next to the tree zone stages. Oh, I think we've just hit every tree zone stage in this game already. That is insane. Thankfully, got normal physics. This is one of those levels you really want normal physics for because of how this level works. And Beast now entering the macro zone. Oh, and it's the hippo stage. This is another one of those stages where you want to be careful which exit you take. There's 2 exits out here in the hippo stage. The upper exit is the secret exit, and the lower exit is the normal exit. We'll see if that pays off, which gamble pays off best for Beast. Don't worry, Bio. Furon is just taking care of some business right now. Nothing serious. He warned us this might happen. They'll be back on before you know it. Nonetheless, let's continue on here. As LateLearner is going to take the upper path, and looks like Beast is going to take the normal exit. Let's see if that pays off for him. Takes the lower path. That's going to cost him. And LateLearner now going into the next stage here in the Pumpkin Zone, which is a Pumpkin Zone stage. So, is this even randomized? Beast working their way up this section here. All right, LateLearner now hiding underwater. Got to watch out for those boos and those floating spirits. Oh, tried to hit the Koopa to jump over the spike, but unfortunately took a hit instead. Thankfully, still has Super Mario, so not too bad. Ooh, nice star power. Now, this LateLearner is in one of those dual exit stages, so they have to be careful which route they take. All right, Beast making their way to the exit. Fortunately, because of the route that Beast is taking, he's got to complete an extra stage. There are actually 2 routes in the macro zone you can take. The lower route has 3 stages on it, and the upper route only has 2. So, unfortunately, Beast kind of got the short end of the stick there. Or the long end, if you want to be technical. Then he gets one of the secret stages, it looks like, so shouldn't have too much trouble. And LateLearner's catching another one of those spirits on the secret exit, but gets past it without any trouble. Was that the correct path? No! That backfired as he's going to hit one of the secret stages. Probably going to end up resetting here in just a second. Nope. Yep, going to reset because that is an auto-scroller. You do not want to deal with those. Auto-scrollers are a real pain in the butt. And it looks like Beast is going to go ahead and try to see if he can take the alternate route. Having a little bit of trouble with those stage. Oh, no, it was going to pick up power-up. That's what he was doing. Okay. Needed that power-up to continue on. So now they've got the Fire Flower. Going to be able to pick that up.
And speaking of continuing on, I get to help continue on and get things started here. Ferran Burgundy,
hey!
with you here. Hey, what's going on, the Shades? A little bit of occupational obligations that went a little bit longer than my usual 5 o'clock end time. And, well, better late than never, as I've been able to catch some of the race here. But now I'm finally able to help join the mix.
Glad to have you here, my friend. So, LateLearner now having to try to take the normal exit here. Because the secret exit ended up backfiring on him. As Beast is now in one of the macro zone stages. So both of our owners have been going pretty good so far. The Beast has a little bit of a lead because they've been able to get 2 of the coins, while Late has had trouble with some of the levels and has only gotten 1 so far. Ooh, takes a hit there. Oh, 2 hits back to back. Not fun. Thankfully, there's a Fire Flower right there to help keep him on track. And it's the 3 little pigs. Oh, that's always a fun boss. Thankfully, with that Fire Flower, he's going to be able to just blaze through these pigs. Anyone up for some bacon?
Looks like we've got bacon, sausage, and ham, and that takes care of the three of them. And that's going to be coin number 3 for Beast here in this race. Not even 15 minutes in.
Yeah, we're looking at a pretty quick race at the way things are going here. This is going to be really good.
14 and a half minutes in. That is coin number 3 for Beast. LateLearner is going to have a little work to do to catch up here. In this battle of 2 and 1 racers, and now heading into Pumpkin Zone is Beast. And it looks like we've got the Macro Secret Zone with Moon Physics.
Actually, I think that's... Oh. Yeah, it might be Moon Physics. And, oh, we got the Octopus. That's the Turtle Zone boss there for late. Very quick fight thanks to that Fire Flower. So that is going to give him the Pumpkin Zone coin, if I'm correct.
And Beast taking a death. See, that's the thing with the shuffling of the physics is you're not used to jumping in a particular zone the way that you are. And with this being the Beast mode version here, the midpoint bells where you can start should you take a death, they're replaced by enemies.
Yeah, that makes it that much harder. You got to get it all done in one shot, and that's, for boss-based stages especially, that is brutal. But he gets through as LateLearner now back here in the Hive stage. This gave him trouble earlier, but he's going to take a sacrificial hit to head up and hope he can get a power-up to recover. He's got to be very careful of those bees. Being very careful to avoid that spiny worm there. Cannot afford to take any damage. And oh, got a whole bunch of bees in this level. Bees, my god. Ooh, good time to get a Starman power up there. He's gonna hope we can get, at least got a mushroom out of it, so that'll help.
And down the long pipe as Beast continuing through what is Tree Zone 2, having the upper and lower exits and utilizing that upper exit thanks to the bunny ears.
And thankfully that is the correct path. And oh, we've got got another space stage here for LateLearner, and it looks like it's Moon Physics, which is not the worst, but definitely wish you could get Space Physics for this stage, given how it plays out. Especially with a spot like this, I don't think he can jump over. He's going to have to take the sac... Oh, no, no, no! He gets over it! Nicely done! Doesn't even take a hit there. That was a very precise jump he had to pull. Now let's see if Beast takes the right call. Now I believe for this stage you did need to take the normal exit. Let's see if Beast does that or if it goes for the secret exit, and unfortunately will be paying for it if he does.
Well, the one advantage, even though you have the Moon Physics in Space Zone 2, is that you don't have the auto-scrolling effect.
That is very true. And Beast does take the correct exit. He is on to the boss stage, which of course is the Turtle Zone boss stage inside the whale.
Wouldn't it be inside a turtle?
Should be, but it's not.
And we have a question in chat here from Biohybrid. The difference between moon and space gravity. Space, you pretty much can float along with no restrictions and pretty much control your height, however, whereas moon physics, you kind of have, it's almost like being on the moon in that you have light gravity, so you have slower, higher arc jumps, but pretty much everything moves a little bit slower and a little bit higher with the moon physics.
Uh-oh, another big jump here for Late. Just barely makes it across. Nicely done. And a very quick kill there for Beast, so that's going to give him his 4th coin. He is on a roll right now. If he keeps this up, this race is in the bag for him.
But we have seen Wario's Castle in the past be the great equalizer. All it takes is some quirky physics in Wario's Castle, and even as talented as both of these runners are, this can certainly even things up.
Yeah, the worst thing that could happen for Beast right now is if Wario's Castle has space or moon physics. That would be very deadly. I've seen races go for an hour almost, just on that level alone. So that's definitely something he's hoping to avoid. If it's moon physics, it's gonna be a little more challenging, but can be done. Or space physics, it can be done, though a little more challenging. But it's definitely something you want to avoid getting moon physics on Wario's Castle.
Most certainly. I had the opportunity, or I guess dubious distinction, of calling a race here that ended up in a draw after 72 minutes, a no contest, to use a wrestling term, because both runners, well, they both forfeited. It was a double forfeit for a not quite impossible, but very unlikely to complete seed.
Indeed, and we have the Witch for LateLearner here. It's gonna be a little tricky to do with space physics, or with moon physics, but we'll see if he can pull it off, as Beast now continuing on here in one of the tree zone stages.
Yep, Beast navigating through Macro Zone 2, dealing with those flower pots and ants. LateLearner, meanwhile, utilizing the moon physics and timing the jumps to hop on the Witch.
Not bad. Nicely done. Gets his third coin there. And that is the Mario Zone coin. So now LateLearner needs to do a little bit of catching up here in order to keep up with Beast. Again, Mario's Castle might be the equalizer, but you want to try to keep as close to your opponent as you can so you don't have that become a regular problem as he heads into the macro zone. So we've pretty much now seen all the zones in action. Beast and Late have each completed those stages.
So here in Macro Zone 1, it is the Hippo stage, so there are split exits. As now heading into Mario Zone 3, which is Tree Zone 4, the Beehive.
Now, we saw Late struggle with this stage earlier because this one of those bees that you see there was guarding that pipe. Made it very difficult to get past. But it looks like Beast is not going to have near as much trouble here, blazing through this stage. And it looks like Late is taking the lower path, which I believe was the correct path. So LateLearner making the right call here. Or no, actually, no, it's the secret exit you want to take because that gives you the alternate route, which actually is the faster route. So not gonna really get much chance to catch up through that. That probably was their best chance to play a little catch up.
Yeah, in this case, for the macro zone, there's no wrong exit. It's just if you take the correct secret exit and go from macro 1 to secret, that goes right to macro 4, which is the boss level. So taking the route that LateLearner did, he has to go through an extra zone, or an extra zone's level.
Yeah, that's the same route that Beast took earlier, so unfortunately that means there's not really much chance to catch up, as Beast now gets to suffer through this the Space Zone stage that gave Late some trouble earlier. Let's see if he can pull it off as well as Late did, going through those jumps.
Well, and this is where things could even up as well. The trouble that Beast didn't have with the earlier zones, with Tree Zone and Space and Macro to a degree, these are now challenges that LateLearner has dealt with, but Beast has not. So if Beast has similar trouble in Mario Zone, in the Pumpkin Zone, well, he's finished Pumpkin Zone, but in Mario Zone and Turtle Zone, that gives LateLearner a chance to catch up.
Oh, and Late bounces right into the spikes. Not what he wants to do. He's going to have to do that stage again.
And that stage, normally the Turtle Secret Zone. Notorious for its coins spelling out Wario Land 2. Gives you an idea of how far along in the level they are.
And yeah, Unfortunately, there's no enemies on that spike pit, and you need at least one to get through there without a power-up. So unfortunately, he's going to have to go back, get one, and try that again in order to survive that. And while he's doing that, Beast is now working on the Witch. And again, that little delay, that was something Beast did not have to deal with in his first run, so he's going to be able to blaze through that. Actually, no, wait. Beast has a different problem. He did have a issue, but not that issue. He had an issue with getting past these blocks. So, Beast, LateLearner's going to have to be... Oh, no! He cannot afford to take any more damage here. He's going to take the sacrificial hit, but he's going to get through, as Beast is now working on the Witch.
And a mushroom and 2 money bags at the end. Not exactly what LateLearner was looking for, but LateLearner is going to head on and now take on the macro zone final level, which is in its vanilla location.
This is even randomized. Meanwhile, Beast finishing off the Witch, getting his 5th coin. Only 1 remains for Beast. And that would be the Turtle Zone.
And the answer to that question is yes, as you would not expect for it to be in its vanilla location.
As we like to say in my little community, that's the joke.
As LateLearner now going to handle the pigs.
And also has the firepower, so there's your bacon, sausage, and ham. I guess coin number 4 for LateLearner now for the macro coin. Again, keeping a decent pace here. A little bit behind from Beast, but not exactly like severely so. So plenty of chance to catch up, especially if Wario's castle ends up being a pain in the butt.
So LateLearner gonna head over to the Hippo, and we'll see which split zone this is. I believe it's Pumpkin Zone 3. Beast, meanwhile, finishing with, I believe that was Tree Zone 1 for Turtle 1, and is now going to head over to the last split level for him, which is the Space Zone. And I believe we determined earlier that the standard exit is the ideal one.
We'll see if this Beast figures that out and hits the correct exit. And LateLearner now working on the Pumpkin Zone stage. Oh, Beast taking a death on the spikes.
And that's, again, with that shuffling of the physics, the fact that you don't have moon physics on the moon makes it a little difficult.
All right, LateLearner now into the submarine stage here, which I believe is Turtle Zone 2. And he's going to have to suffer through the gauntlet. We've already confirmed that the gauntlet, the secret exit through the gauntlet, is the correct exit. And I think he knows, because LateLearner is already setting up to take the small route. You have to be Small Mario or really know how to manipulate the physics to get through that small section. So now it's just a matter of surviving the gauntlet, and they'll be able to take the correct exit and move on.
But you see the struggles here with Space Zone 2. He is able to clear that hurdle. Meanwhile, a lot of bullets flying in the gauntlet.
Ooh.
Oh, and it gets
total ambush. There was no way out of that one. All right. He's taking a hit there, but gets the Starman. Hopefully that'll help him get through some of these enemies. Wait. Oh, he did not have the power to get through. His star was about to run out, and he did not have the strength to get through, so he's going to have to go back and get a power-up to try that again. He's actually going to take the bonus room here, which for 30 coins, you can get yourself the roulette wheel and hopefully get yourself a good power-up, and he's going to get the carrot. So that means he can get right back in, and there's this deadly spot. This is why I said, folks, this gauntlet is deadly. You've got to really plan out your strategy to make sure you can avoid as many of these enemies as possible. And right here, right there, that spot is just brutal. I don't know how Beast got through that the first time. Beast, LateLearner just not having much luck there. Both our runners having some severe struggles in these two stages, so we'll see which one overcomes their challenge first.
Well, Beast has a set of bunny ears, and as long as he doesn't take any damage here, looks to be in a little bit better shape here as LateLearner going through the bullets. Oh, but again can't quite handle it.
That particular spot.
Sharks.
Yeah, that particular spot is deadly. That is a really bad scenario there. And unfortunately, Beast finally gets through, but takes the secret exit, which is the wrong exit. So they're going to have to run through the stage. Thankfully, this is a very quick secret stage. So he's just going to go ahead and run through it, get to the exit, and finish up.
And that gives him the advantage of being able to hold on to that power-up. So that way he can go right back in and be able to float on using those bunny ears. Get a little bit of height and just hover over. And now knowing that the standard exit is the correct exit. As LateLearner gets past the shark. Floats up, but three
He keeps doing the same thing. He keeps going up to get over the shark, only to get surrounded by those bullet bills. That keeps costing him every time. He's running out of lives very fast. He needs to be very careful.
Well, he has used the soft reset on a couple of occasions now.
But that just gives more time for Beast, who's already completed this stage. So he's gotten through the worst of this run already, from what we can tell. And he's already near the end of the turtle zone. He's going to be the first one, without question, to get into Wario's castle. And I think LateLearner is going to take the normal route, which he's going to realize is not going to help because that's the wrong route to take. He basically has to find a way to get through that gauntlet.
And another challenge, the fact that the midpoint bells have been taken away, and this is a long trek for LateLearner to get to the end. So being small Mario still, just one slight hit, and we've got some trouble.
Yeah, he's already struggling enough, and Beast is already at the crow, which he's got a perfect setup there for him. Nice triple hit. Quick takedown of the crow. He has got his final coin. Beast is on his way to the castle.
So 32 minutes and 9 seconds. We have 6 coins on Beast's side. And there opens the door.
And oh dear, brings up a point here. There's a good chance, if things go well for Beast, that he may be able to complete this run, before Late can even get to this stage. We shall see how this goes. What kind of luck do we have?
Well, the physics look to be normal. So this
probably as best you can hope for there.
Pretty. I don't want to say easy by any means, as none of this is easy, but it certainly could prove not much of a challenge here for Beast.
And poor LateLearner now discovers the terrible truth that they took the wrong route, and they've now realized they're going to have to find a way to survive that gauntlet.
So LateLearner going to now into Tree Zone, it looks like.
Can't blame them, really. There's just no getting through that. They're going to save that for later. Figure, get the other levels done, save that for last, so that way they know that's all they've got left to do. Beast not having any trouble whatsoever so far here in Wario's castle. Having normal physics does help make this a little bit easier for him.
And he's going to switch up to the Fire Flower.
It's going to make the platforming a little trickier because now they got to actually use these platforms to get over the lava pits. But when it comes to those mini bosses coming up, that might make things a little bit easier. So let's see how this pays off for him. Gets through no problem on that first one. Now comes the challenge. Oh, nice! Nice hit there as LateLearner takes another hit. And Beast is on to the big man. Nice setup there. He's there, basically beat the first round by doing absolutely nothing. Now it's on to the rabbit. Ooh, again, nice setup there. Puts himself in perfect position for a triple hit. If he can pull that off one more time, this race is over.
We'll see. He is 3 hits away. There's 1, 2, and a nice lately timed hit. And that is going to be the trifecta, and that will be a victory here for Beast.
BeastFrisian finishing in first place with an official SRL time of 35 minutes and 16 seconds. Incredible race for Beast.
Well, Biohybrid earlier had called a 35-minute race, and if this was Price is Right, he'd be pretty doggone close without going over, that's for sure.
No kidding. All right, let's go ahead and bring in Beast, and let's find out what's... Oh, actually, there we go. Beast now joining us here in the channel. Beast, congratulations.
Thank you.
So, how do you feel about that seed?
It was pretty easy, in my opinion. There were a lot of power-ups everywhere.
Yeah, you had no trouble with that race whatsoever. I mean, even the dreaded gauntlet gave you very little trouble. That was pretty impressive, admittedly.
Yeah, that's because I had a carrot and could damage boost twice. You get a lot of distance in the gauntlet by that.
Yeah, fortunately, your opponent, LateLearner, struggled pretty much, has not completed the submarine because they're still trying to get through the rest of the stages. They're actually 3 coins behind. That's how much lead you have.
3 coins. That's a lot.
Yeah, it was sad because early on, both you guys were at a pretty good pace. And for a while, he was only...
It looks like it's 2 coins behind because, yeah, he got the 4th coin, the macro zone coin at 26:04, but that was still 11 minutes ago.
Yeah, still, that's a bit of a deficit. And again, as I was going to say, is that both you guys were at a pretty good pace, and for a good chunk of the race, he was only like a coin behind. But again, all of the mistakes that he's unfortunately had to make, all the struggles he's had, just kept putting him further and further behind.
Yeah, we've been talking a bit, and he was disappointed a lot.
I can imagine. But on top of that, you know, to be fair, you had your struggles too. That one Space Doge stage was giving you a bit of grief there. I noticed that.
Yeah, I didn't get the jump twice and fell down into the spikes. But then I went back for a power-up and it was way easier.
All right, LateLearner now finally reaching the end of the tree zone, facing off against Tatanga. Nice quick fight there. Nice. Oh, nope, still one more hit. There we go. Pretty decent fight there, all things considered. Hopefully having him a chance to finish up here.
Leave it to Beast to tackle Beast mode, as is certainly there certainly could have been a lot of challenges, and as you noted, the ability to damage boost through the gauntlet was huge, as that has been LateLearner's challenge throughout the submarine for quite a bit.
Yeah, I think for LateLearner, I think the challenge, The strategy here would be try to find a way to get through that gap without losing your power up. He's trying to get a carrot here. There we go. He got it. I think he wants to try to get through that part of the stage with a carrot so that he can get through as quickly as possible. Take a couple hits because there's that one spot with 3 bullet bills on top and a shark on the bottom that's just been torturing him as of late. And where's he going? And he just realized he's only got 1 spot left. He's like, oh, crud. I only have one zone left to finish. Of course, because this is the space zone, he has to go back through this pumpkin zone stage, which is the hippo stage, to get back up there. Not what he was hoping for. No, he's a little stuck there. That boo kind of throwing him off. There he goes. So, Beast, this puts you, what, 3-1 here, continuing on the league? How you feeling about that?
Well, 3-1 is definitely not bad. I lost a close match to Rave right in the beginning. So I'd say that I got a bit easier matches in 2 and 3 round 2 and 3. Because of how Swiss tournaments work. But yeah, it's pretty good, I'd say.
Oh, hopefully that luck of yours continues going forward.
Yeah, I'll wait for the next season.
All right, LateLearner now back here at the submarine. Let's see if they can get through this time. Again, their best chance of surviving this is to find a way through that gap without losing their power-ups. They want to try to get through, have that going in so they can survive the gauntlet. They know they have to have it. There we go. That might help. Nope. Send them the other way.
And there's momentum for it.
There we go. Now they can get through this.
But it doesn't necessarily mean be reckless either. So you can see LateLearner taking his time, recognizing, all right, here's the damage from the shark. Only able to take 1, that's a good thing. And now able to see what's brought about in the rest of the gauntlet. No, just gets clipped by the bonefish.
I think from here he's in good shape. There he goes. He makes it to the end.
So now 1 zone to go here. And it is Pumpkin Zone 4.
They're being fair here. Like, I will not shame him from struggling with that. I would have struggled through that. I probably would have given up going through that at that point. So, props to him for persevering.
Yeah, definitely better than me. I would have tilted like an old pinball machine.
Yeah, I think that makes 2 of us there, Farron. And our restreamer Ryusation saying the same thing. They would have definitely noped on out of there. But he makes it through. He's on to the rat now. Last boss. And thankfully, this one's not too bad. As long as he doesn't die. Oh,
nice.
Triple hit there. Just needs 1 more, 2 more to go.
Yeah, one of the added
There
factors pointed out in chat is that here in Beast Mode, the boss's health is randomized. So it could be 3 hits, it could be 4, it could be 5 to take someone out. And you saw here it was a 5-hit sewer rat.
So now for LateLearner, all that remains is the castle, which now, thanks to Beast, we know is normal physics, which will probably make LateLearner a little happy, knowing he doesn't have to struggle with moon physics. Because, again, we've seen what happens when you get moon physics on Wario's castle. It is not fun. So he'll be happy to know he doesn't have to deal with that after all that trouble. Starts off with an early carrot. That's always a nice bonus, knowing you got some extra health going in. Let's see how he does.
He takes a bit of a hit there, as I think at this point he's just damage boosting and trying to make his way through as quick as possible. Oh, but he gets the money back there. Was perhaps hoping for another power up.
As long as he can do as long as his platforming's up to task, he should be just fine. And you can see we've got our commands in the chat here, folks. If you guys enjoyed our runners, make sure you give both BeastFrisian and LateLearner a follow there on Twitch. And of course, shout out to our restreamer review station, and of course myself and my co-commentator, Theron Burgundy. Show us some love, folks. We work hard for your entertainment.
And in my case, working hard to get here to work hard for the entertainment purposes.
All right, LateLearner picking up the power. Unfortunately, because he was small, Mario was only a mushroom for him. So he's going to have to be a little extra careful going into this final set of mini-bosses. Let's see how he handles the heads as he blazes through these spinning thwomps.
And we have a question in chat here. Does the carrot from Mario Land 2 ever come back in another Mario game? I don't believe so. I think this is unique to the series, although I haven't played all the Mario games, so...
Well, I've played a pretty good chunk of them. As far as I know, yeah, this is it. All right, so here we go. LateLearner now on to the big guy. Gonna have a little extra challenge here, but if he pulls this... Oh, takes an early hit, so you gotta be careful. But thankfully, there will be a power-up waiting for him after this first round.
And it is a fire floor.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if he doesn't take it. Yeah, he's taking it all right. Gets himself a nice setup there. Very nice quick kill on Wario. Now on to round 3.
And dueling fire, but in this case it goes to Mario.
LateLearner now finishing up here. Finishes the race with an official SRL time of 46 minutes and 34 seconds. Get your GGs in chat, folks. What a race. And now LateLearner joining us here in the channel. GG.
Hi, thanks. That was very fun.
Fun, yeah. That submarine was so much fun, right?
Oh. Yeah. I was like so convinced that I'm just going slow, dying millions of times, and going to the wrong exit. So I went to the other one. That was really fun. And that was the wrong one.
Can't blame me for trying to see if the other route was the right route. I mean, after all the pain that those 3 bullet bills and that one shark just were not going to let you through.
Yeah, I was praying that that was the case, but yeah, the way the run went, it was obviously going to go that way. If you saw me in the final space level, where I just couldn't find which block had the power up, and I just tested every single one except one, and the one I missed was the right one.
Isn't that always how it is? It's the last one you checked. It always is.
Yep, Sod's Law, it's called. But I'm glad I finished. I'll say that, I'm glad I finished, even if it was...
Hey, props to you, man. You persevered. I would have noped on out. I would have forfeited by that point. So.
I usually do, I'll be honest.
I don't think anyone would have blamed you on that one. But nonetheless, you got through. And to be fair, 46 minutes, for all things considered, that's still a pretty decent time. That's nothing to squawk at.
Yeah, I was actually surprised to see that it was not like 55, actually. So...
And to be fair, early on, you had a pretty good pace. Like, you were at worst, like, maybe a coin behind, and even not even that. It's just a couple of those stages just kept catching up to you.
Yeah, there was a few levels where I knew that I needed to have a power-up, or at least felt like I should have had a power-up going into them, and I didn't have one. And then panicking and not even checking blocks in that level if they had a power-up. Like, I needed a carrot desperately, and I didn't check, and I went to the gambling place to get a carrot. It took me like 3 minutes, and then I came back, and in the first block there's a carrot.
Nonetheless, good GG to both you guys. Again, folks, make sure you give these guys a follow. Show them some love for an incredible race. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the future. Definitely.
Cheers.
Yeah, Season 3 starts May 10th, 1 week from today. So definitely looking forward to that. And as far as the remainder of the Season 2 matchups coming up here, well, there's this coming Sunday, the 6th, at 2 p.m. Eastern. This should be a doozy of a battle. It's going to be Oh Dear taking on Rave Tuba. And then on Monday at 4 o'clock Eastern, it's going to be the Creator / Infinity against Liam Piper.
Two incredible runners. I've had the pleasure of seeing both of them in action before. So it'd be interesting to see those two in action. So definitely make sure you guys follow all of our channels, Randomania 1 through 4, so you guys can keep up with all of our races, not just for this tournament, but also we've got a lot of other stuff coming up. Later on tonight, we actually have a Zelda 2 rando tournament race between Reiko Rider and Nightcrawler. We'll have more of that as well Saturday at 2. And we have a whole host of races coming up. Make sure you guys check the schedule to see what we've got coming up. There's so many races. Zelda 2, Super Mario Bros. 3, Legend of Zelda, Final Fantasy 4. Just so many races coming up. You don't want to miss it. Plus, we've got the big Super Mario Bros. 3 Randomizer one-shot tournament coming up June 2nd. You definitely do not want to miss that. It's going to be intense. But in the meantime, we want to thank you guys for joining us as always. On behalf of everyone here in the Randomania family, my name is The Shades, and we will see you guys next time. Rock on!